It's the home of the richest man on planet Earth. It makes money hand over fist. Some say as much as $4,000 to $10,000 per second. But how does Amazon really make money? Well, that's what we're going to go over in this call. We got a lot of stuff to cover for you. We're going to show you the deep underbelly of how Amazon makes money, and surprise, it's not what you'd think. So we got a power pack show for you. Make sure you stay tuned. At the end of the show, we're going to give you 5 ways that you can start making money with what you learned on this training live. So you're going to want to pay attention to every second as we expose Amazon and how they really make money. All right, guys, so welcome back. Today we are exposing Amazon and talking about how they really make money. Now, Amazon has been in the headlines like crazy lately, where they say that they've hit over $1.5 trillion in market valuation. Actually, today is the day that Jeff Bezos is going to appear before Congress and testify on behalf of his company. Pretty interesting stuff. We also see that a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago, I think it was, Jeff Bezos added $13 billion to his personal net worth in just one day. While so many people are unemployed, unable to work, unable to make ends meet, and missing their payments on mortgages and rent, this guy added $13 billion to his net worth in just one day. But how does he do it? We're going to talk about that here. You're going to want to pay attention to every second of this training because we are going to show you everything that you need to know about Amazon and running business online. Now, first and foremost, we want to talk about this big number here. This big number is $232.9 billion. That's the annual revenue last year Amazon was expected to make, and I think that is what they made. That's an average of $638 million each and every day. Amazon, it said, makes over $10,000 per second in this pandemic when shoppers are sheltering in place. Some people are saying that Jeff Bezos is designed and set up to be the next first ever trillionaire. Now, if you were to take a look at the net worth, and then we're going to go into some really interesting stuff about how this business model started, how it works, and how they're really making money, and it might surprise you. If you were to take a look at Jeff Bezos' net worth today, it's about $180 billion. Talk about wealth income inequality gap. Now, the average United States household has a net worth of about $97,000, or about $100,000 if you round it up. That's how much the average U.S. household is worth. Now, to put this in perspective, that means if the average American has $100,000 net worth or $100,000 in the bank, that means every $1 to you is worth $1.89 million. Now imagine that. You got $100,000 in the bank, and every $1 bill you have is the same as this guy having $1.8 million. That's insane, isn't it? We got to look at that and say, well, hey, what the heck is going on here? And of course, on the surface, this all seems pretty simple. I mean, come on, Marcus. Do we really need a training? Because Amazon just makes money selling stuff, right? But what's the real secret behind Amazon's insane earnings? What's going on behind the curtain? Stay tuned for a whole breakdown. Plus, I'll be showing you 5 killer ways to make money using what you learn in this video. Now, here's what we got in today's lineup. Strap in. It's a wild ride. We got Amazon documentary. Definitely get this. I rented it on Amazon, as it were, for $2.99. I actually bought it, so we have a prop here, right? So support the channel, right? Because we got to buy expensive things like DVDs and stuff like that. I also got tons of notes and things. I have been digging into this company for years, and I have been on a rampage looking at how they make money as one of the most successful, most valued companies in all of history. Now, here's what we got in today's lineup. Part number 1, understanding Amazon's real business model. Part number 2, how money is made in real time. Part number 3, what's happening behind the curtain. Part number 4, 5 killer ways to make money with what you learn. Now, if you like this series, make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and click the bell, and comment below this video telling me what company you want me to go after next. Now, let's go ahead and dive right in. Part number 1, the Amazon business model. Now, pay attention. Some of this is a history lesson, but if we don't learn from history, we're bound to repeat it. And if we don't learn from the businesses that came and went before us and the businesses that are succeeding, we will not have a successful business. Pay very close attention. Even though this is a monstrosity of a business, it pertains to you being able to make money online. Now, part number 1, the Amazon business model. It all started about 30-something years ago when Jeff Bezos left Wall Street. He's like, hey, I'm a Wall Street broker. I got this mentor. And the mentor told me, hey, you know what? This isn't really about stocks. It's not really about all the things that people think it's about. It's about data. That's what it's about. That's what it's always been about. It's about data. His mentor told him that if you get data, you win. And so he sets out against all odds. Everyone thought he was crazy. He's like, I'm going to start a bookstore on the internet. Back in 94, this guy was like, I'm going to start a bookstore on the internet. And they were like, yeah, okay, good luck, buddy. Right? Yeah, I mean, I can go to Barnes & Noble and get a book. I could go to the bookstore and get a book. But now, the bookstores are disappearing. Interesting. So he set out and he said, I'm going to have a bookstore. Now, why did he want a bookstore? Is he just like a total book nut like me? Well, maybe, maybe not. He said, what if I could have 1 million cataloged items for sale? Because here's the deal. Books have the most SKUs, the most products of all categories, probably combined, right? So you go into like electronics, you go into this, you go into that. Books has the most products. So if you want a gigantic store with lots of products, books is the great way to start. And he's like, hey, I'm going to have 1 million cataloged items for sale. People thought he was crazy. But before making his first $1 in profit, there were some setbacks. So here's this guy. He took $10,000 out of his own pocket, started this store that everyone thought was crazy, got some investors that were like, yeah, whatever, buddy. We like your pitch, but, you know, I'm probably going to lose money. He even told the investors, there's a 70% chance you could lose everything. But they went in anyway. And he had some setbacks. Back in 97, before making his first dollar, Barnes & Noble sues him. Like, imagine that. You start a business and Barnes & Noble's like, hey, buddy, we're going to sue you. And by the way, we got a lot of money, and we could waste a lot of money suing your ass. And they sued him. Then he got sued by Walmart a year later, again, before making his first dollar in profits. Now, here's some other interesting timelines of events. These are important. I want you to think big picture, because if you don't get this, you ain't understanding business, my friend. So let's take a look. Smash that like button, subscribe, click the bell. We're getting into the dirt here. 1998, 4 years after starting his business, he acquires a little website, actually a big website, called IMDb. Why in the world would a bookstore acquire the Internet Movie Database? Why would they do that? Well, it's kind of interesting, all right? Put that away in your brain. Let's see if these start to click for you. In 1999, when buying online was new, right? I mean, I didn't buy it. I think I bought a couple things online in 99. Not much, maybe like an ebook or something like that. In 1999, while internet shopping is new, he patents the one-click order process. This is a process that you use when you go to Amazon and you click a thing and it shows up at your door and you don't put a credit card in or nothing. You just click the button and it's at your door as if by magic. It's like, hey, how did this get on my door? What the heck? And he patented that. Very important. Next, in 1999, Amazon launches third-party selling. So here we are. You got eBay back then was like the big player. And Amazon's here and they're getting some sales. They got a lot of books. They got a lot of things for sale. And he says, I think we could expand our catalog by allowing other people to sell on our platform. Interesting. And actually today, over 60% of Amazon sales are by third-party sellers. This is one of the things that's actually kind of starting to get them in hot water. So they launched that in 1999. Then we have today, 60% of sales are from third-party sellers. Remember that. That's very important, because this is not about Jeff Bezos selling a product to you. It's not about it. Never has been. Never. It's about something his mentor taught him. How many of you guys picked up on that? Type it in the box if you get what his mentor taught him and you're getting where I'm going with this. And we're going to give you some curveballs along the way. So we got this, right? Now, hint, 60% of the sales come from third-party sellers, but Amazon gets a customer and Amazon gets all the data. So here we are. We got 1 million books on Amazon. 1 million books. You search for a book in Google, Amazon shows up. You buy it at Amazon. Amazon gets a customer. 1 million products. They're now stacking up customers, building customers, and it's going nuts, and it's going crazy. And they're getting it. Then some third-party sellers, I say, hey, guys, I want to sell this pen on Amazon. I put it on Amazon. I get $1 or whatever the pen cost. I think it was $3, right? Amazon gets a customer. I get $3. I'd rather have a customer. And so would Amazon. And that is why this is the richest man in the world. Next, 2003. Here's a book selling company. It's got some other stuff. It's like eBay/Barnes & Noble. They're making some good money. They're going through it. And they launch A9.com, which is a search and advertising technology. Now, why would this bookstore, right? Why would this bookstore/eBay thing invest or launch in search and advertising technology? What's the point? Well, we're going to get to that. 2003, they launch AWS hosting. So they figure out, hey, Amazon needs to run on these big fancy servers, and we got a lot of space on these servers. Let's rent it out as hosting. Goes pretty big. I actually pay hundreds of dollars a month for my Amazon hosting. That's where we host our videos. December 2003, all this stuff happened. Everything's going crazy. In December of 2003, they announce, hey guys, we made our first dollar. So they're like 9 years later, after all these investments, after all this work, all this crazy stuff, they finally make their first dollar. In 2005, a pivotal point happens. They announce Amazon Prime. How many of you guys have a Prime account? Type Prime in the box. Put Prime as a comment below if you have a Prime account. Right? Amazon Prime, they're like, hey guys, you sign up for this Amazon Prime for $80 a year. It's like $6 or $7 a month. And we're going to ship everything to you fast for free. No more shipping charges. We ain't going to do it. And they were like, hey, you're going to lose your ass on this. But he was thinking big picture. He was thinking big term. And so Amazon Prime comes out. And today, Amazon Prime is the most successful membership platform in all of history, boasting hundreds, or actually 100 of million subscribers. Right now, you might think, well, oh shit, Marcus. I mean, you got 100 million plus subscribers at $80 a year. The dude's raking it in. That's but a small pittance compared to what Amazon makes. And we're going to talk to you about why this is so powerful. So, 2006, he builds the Amazon S3 servers. 2007, Amazon Digital Music. So now, instead of buying a CD or a DVD, you can buy music online, click, you play it right away. I do it all the time, right? 2012, or 2000, where'd we go? 2010, he does Kindle book sales. Now, in 2010, he says that Kindle book sales surpassed physical book sales. They're selling more digital books that cost nothing to print, nothing to ship, more than actual physical books. Now, I myself like physical books, but I'm not the customer. Next, 2011, Amazon Instant Video. This is a big competitor to Netflix and other things like that. 2010, they acquire Kiva Robots. Right? They buy this company for like $700 million to put robots in their warehouse so that they don't need all these like warehouse people. Right? They still have some, but these robots are doing most of the work. 2013, they acquire Goodreads. Really cool, right? So they acquire Goodreads. 2014, Amazon Echo goes on the market. You know, that little thing you talk to. Hey, Alexa, turn on my lights. Hey, Alexa, please don't expose everything about me, right? Or whatever it is. And they put this little device in, and you could actually tell your wall or your little speaker, Amazon, please get me some more toilet paper Amazon, please get me some laundry detergent. Amazon, please do this. And then in 2018, a lot of people don't know this. This is a test they did in Seattle. They open a cashierless grocery store. That's right. You take a little device, put it in your pocket, throw stuff in your shopping cart. You walk out of the store, it charges you automatically. You don't got to talk to anyone. You don't got to do anything. You just put the stuff from the shelf into your cart, and you walk out the door, and it charges you. Now, you might think that's pretty cool, especially in the age of pandemics. You know, we don't have to talk to anyone, touch anything. Pretty cool. No cash, no nothing. It's a little scary, but at any rate, it's not about the cashierless grocery store. None of this stuff is about what you think it's about. Very important. And in 2018, one of the things that I like that Amazon did under the pressure of Bernie Sanders and other people was they announced a $15 minimum wage, which is good, right? You should pay your workers a living wage, which it's debatable whether that's livable. I don't know if anyone can live on $15 an hour, but at any rate, let's get into this. We went through all this stuff. What is Amazon's actual business model? They got Echoes, they got grocery stores, they got robots, they got movies, they got all this stuff. They got like an eBay type service. But what's the actual business model? The actual business model is customer tracking and massive amounts of data. That's what it's it. They're in the data business. They want to understand what you buy, why you buy it, when you buy it, and before you even think about buying it, they want to know that you want to buy it. So let's talk about how the money is made in real time, because we got to understand this. We got to understand that if we have an internet business, whether it's a small website or a blog, whether we're doing YouTube videos, whether we're doing email marketing, it's all about data. It's about testing and understanding your visitor, understanding your customer. Now, how is money made in real time? Well, currently, I think this was an older statistic, there's about 112 to 180 million Amazon Prime members. Now, if you do the math, that's like 10 to 20 billion dollars from Prime fees alone. So that's a pretty healthy amount. But it's not about your $79. It never has been. You're not paying attention if you think it's about that. This is the most successful membership platform ever. Now, obviously, Amazon makes money from selling products and services. It's a given, obviously, right? That's kind of obvious. I'll say that again, right? Next, let's take a look at some other ways they make money. So 2% of the money comes from ad services, running ads. So like if I'm a seller, I can actually run an ad on Amazon and sell my product. So I pay Amazon to show an ad on Amazon so that I could sell something on Amazon, so I could give the customer to Amazon, I could give a fee to Amazon, and I could make a little bit of money, or a lot of money, depending on what you're doing. Interesting. So that's like 2% of the revenue. 5% of the revenue comes from Amazon Prime and other subscriptions. Next, 9%, now we're getting into some bigger numbers, comes from Amazon AWS web hosting and services, like the cloud computer stuff, right? And they actually got like a government contract for this, right? Pretty interesting. $700 million contract or something like that. They were outbid by Microsoft, debatably, right? For another defense contract. Now, or Congress contract or something like that. 17% of their revenue comes from third-party sellers. Interesting. 67% of their revenue comes from Amazon retail sales. Now, here's the deal. They are not building a business to sell stuff. They are building what is called an invisible infrastructure. Did you know that almost 1 out of every 2 sales that happen online occur on Amazon.com? 1 out of every 2. Think of all the stuff that you've bought. For every one thing you've bought, someone bought something on Amazon. For every 100 things you bought, 100 people bought something on Amazon. It is literally huge. So we want to look at this because they are the retail platform that gets the data. I want you to think about the power of this. Think about the power of the Amazon home page. If they could predict what you want to buy, what you're thinking about buying, or what you might consider buying based on your data, like Marcus smokes pipes, and so he'd probably want this. And I go on Amazon, there's a bunch of pipes on there. Apparently I need 500 pipes. I've got about 20, but apparently I need more, right? Or I watch this video. Maybe you want this video. I buy this. Maybe you want this. And we look at it, and it's all about the invisible infrastructure. They get all the data. That's what it's always been about. Now, some key takeaways from Amazon employees, reps, and execs. These are from the horse's mouth. These are from the execs, the employees, and representatives and things like that, okay? Now, one of the things they say is we want data to predict what you want to do. I got this idea of what I think Amazon envisions, and I think they want you to walk into your house, and they want to know how you're feeling, and if you have a stomachache, they send you something. Or you need toilet paper, they send you some. I don't know how they'd know that, but that's a future thing we'll get to when we get to it. But they want the data to predict what's going to happen, because they said our site is like a laboratory. It's like a laboratory. We can figure out what people want. We can test an image. We can test a product. We can test this. And when you have hundreds of millions of members and hundreds of millions of people visiting your site every month, you get massive amounts of data. And there's logs. Hey, here's Marcus's log of what he buys, what he's interested in, what he searched for, what he hovered over, what he looked at for more than a second, what he added to cart and then got rid of. Everything. It's all there. And the site's like a laboratory. And if they can predict what you want, think about the power. If I know what you want, I talk about this all the time on this channel. And if you like this, subscribe, click the bell, give this video a big thumbs up. Talk about it all the time. It's predictive search marketing. If I could go out there and figure out that someone's typing up signs of divorce and I could predict they're going to get divorced, I can make a lot of money. If I could predict someone's going to be an alcoholic, I can make a lot of money. We actually did a test where I went through my history on my computer to see if you could have predicted me becoming an alcoholic in 2014, 6 years sober now. If you could have predicted it, guess what? You could have. Imagine if you had this data. Imagine if you were there on Amazon buying books about how to stay sober. Or you're buying books about this. Or you're buying products about this. They literally know almost everything, which is crazy. They want data to predict because their site is like a laboratory. Next, it's about customer behavior data collection. Not just data collection, but customer behavior. They want to know what you think, why you think it, what you click, what you're interested in, what catches your eye, what you click on, everything. What you leave in your cart, what you get out of your cart, everything. They track everything. And they said, we want to track everything from clicks to when people pause, to when they add it to the cart, when they leave, when they hover over stuff, what they search for, everything. And one of the Amazon execs said, I was literally shocked at how predictable people really are. I was shocked at how predictable people really are. And it's all about patterns. Patterns. We're like a moth to a flame. You think you're making your own decisions. Advertisers have been making them for you for many, many years. And if they could predict with this amount of data, imagine. They're basically hijacking the brain in some respects. Now, these opinions are my own opinions, right? So, at any rate, another thing they said, free 2-day shipping keeps you buying, right? Giving away free 2-day shipping keeps people buying. They actually found out that Amazon Prime members spend more than double what non-Amazon Prime members spend. Again, remember, it's not about the $80 a year or $120 a year it is now. It's not about that. It's about keeping people buying. One of the most profitable things on my site is one of my membership programs over at marcusmentor.me. We provide lots of services. We look at your sites. We have a Tuesday call where you can ask whatever you want about making money online. But guess what? The $77 is pretty cool. $77 a month, whatever. You know, make 10 grand a month, 20, 30 grand a month, whatever it is off that. But people upgrade. On those calls, the sales conversion rate is like 40 to 50%. And I'm not even hard selling. I'm just saying, hey guys, here's something I think you should want. Amazon knows that. They know that customers that are invested in this will buy more. Next thing they say is you got to have the willingness to experiment. Keep getting a little better. If you are not willing to experiment with your business is going out of business. Plain and simple. You need to experiment. You need to learn. You need to understand what these people are doing, what keeps them up at night, what they need to know, what they want to buy. Very important. Now, let's get into what happens behind the curtain. Behind the curtain, there's a dude in a mustache, apparently, and a guy who needs a haircut. Behind the curtain, Amazon is watching. They're learning. They have algorithms that learn, and they understand, hey, people who usually get this, get this. People who usually do this in 9 months usually do this, right? If they buy a book about baby names in 9 months, they're probably going to have a baby. Pretty simple. But they understand even more. They're watching, learning. Alexa is learning. It's a learning platform. It's not a platform for you to talk to something. It's learning. Very important. Now, some of this stuff scares the shit out of me because it's like, I don't want a robot in my house. I'm not really ready for that. I'm not cool with it. I've seen Terminator a few too many times. I don't want the robots to take over. But we look at this and we're like, it's learning. It's learning about you. It's feeding algorithms tons of data. Data. Here's what most people say on Alexa. Here's the top question people ask Alexa. Here's the top thing they buy on Alexa. Alexa. And they go through and they do it. And it's like, whoa, they're learning. They're testing. They're improving. They're wanting to know what you want before you know you want it. Not just before you want it, before you even know you want it. And if I could predict your customer behavior, this is where the money's at. This was done in grocery stores for years, right? You ever wonder why the milk is placed at the back of the grocery store? Because most people go in to get a gallon of milk, and if it was in the front, they'd grab the gallon and they'd walk out. So they put it in the back. They said, if we make him go all the way to the back, he's going to have to pass the cookies and the bread and the ice cream and all that shit we make the most money on. And he's going to come out with more stuff. And they test it and they track it. And they literally have software that watches you go through the grocery store. Hey, he stops. He looks in this aisle for 5 minutes. He does this. He does that. And they're watching and they're learning. Now, in a grocery store, it's a lot harder to do. On a website, you make a little robot program, and it does it for you. It does it all for you, and the technology is something you can afford. It's not some huge pie-in-the-sky thing. Now, can we get to the level of what Amazon is doing? Hell no. Ain't gonna happen. I don't think anyone on this call is gonna get to that level. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we'll have the next one in here. But we got to understand that this is how the business works. This is how it works. They're tracking. It's about data. They made a platform where they get all the data. Now, there's some debatable things that Amazon does that are, a little questionable. Some sellers have said, hey, we sell something, it's successful, and all of a sudden, Amazon Basics comes out with a version of it and outsells us 10 to 1. It's a little debatable. They also have some other stuff that's pretty debatable. Also, recently, they took their affiliate commissions and slashed them next to nothing. I literally, richest man on the planet, says, I'm not going to pay the affiliates anymore. Also, interesting thing, did you know that you cannot cloak an Amazon affiliate link? I cannot redirect an Amazon affiliate link? What does that mean? That means if I have 100,000 Amazon affiliate links and I'm making $1 million a year with Amazon affiliate program, and they decide they don't want to pay me, all their links are still live and all their links are still collecting the data. This is what we call a planned takeover. I don't know if they're going to take over, but it's something in the plan. And we got to look at this and say, it's about the data. That's all they want. This is a data company. It's not a store. It's not a Walmart. It's a data company. Now, that's what we got to look at. All right, this is a lot of stuff we can learn from Amazon. There's a lot of money to be made in what you learn today. But here are 5 ways that you can earn with what you learn today. And I want you to understand it's all about data. It's always been about data. If you understand data, you can win. You can small win and make $1,000 a month. You can big win and make $1 million a month or more. Results not typical, implied, or guaranteed. I have no idea what you're going to make. The average person who tries to make money online never makes anything. But here are ways you can do it because some people have done it. The odds were against Jeff Bezos, and he said, screw the odds. I'm a data company. I'm going to make money. Because if I can have a million different products, I can get data. And that's what it's about. They lost money until they got the data. And then they got the data, and they're like, boom, here we go. We got a big business. Now, here are 5 ways you can earn with what you learned today. Easy. Number 1, you can go sell stuff on Amazon, FBA, or Fulfilled by Amazon. You can import stuff from wherever you want to import it. You can sell it on Amazon. You can make money. Now, if you want these notes, plus some links on how to do all these 5, go to downloadmynotes.com, put your name and email in the box. We will get you these notes along with a 3,500-page report, or 4,000, not 3,500 pages, 3,500-word report. That'd be a big report, right? On how to do all this stuff, plus how to make money with Amazon. So you could go sell stuff on Amazon FBA. Lots of people do it. There's like 1,000 people doing like $1 million a year or something, and 200,000 doing 100,000 a year or whatever. Okay, some crazy numbers like that. So you could go do that. Now, there's some risk. You got to import stuff. You got to buy stuff. You got to sell it. At the end of the day, Amazon gets the customer, and you get money. Okay, great, wonderful, whatever. Me, I want the customer. Because that's what it's about. It's about the customer. Number 2, you can become an Amazon affiliate. Now, as of their change a few months ago, the payouts suck. Like, you're going to get 1%, 3%, maybe 5% if you're lucky. As an affiliate marketer, that sucks the big. That just sucks, right? And we're like, that is terrible. I don't want to do that. But you can do that. Number 3, you can write books for Kindle and Amazon. This is pretty cool. We'll have some data over at downloadmynotes.com to show you how to do this. Number 4, you can take what you learned here today and make your own website or blog and become your own miniature data source. Figure out what people click on. Figure out what ads they want. You can figure out what they're interested in. You can figure out what they want to buy. You can understand your customer, and you can do this on a small scale because big companies, they're getting so much data. You can get a small amount of data on a small group of people, and you can run a website, and you could test, and you could treat it like Amazon does and say, I want to learn about these people, and you can make a lot of money. There are tons of bloggers making 6 figures a month, 5 figures a month, 4 figures, 1 figure a month, whatever, right? Lots of bloggers are making lots of money, and if you do it the right way and you understand the data, you could do better than them. I know because I've looked at their stuff, and you can make a lot more. The 5th way, which is a very recommended way, is to create a membership site designed to sell other stuff. You can make a cheap membership site for people who want to knit, or people who want to learn magic, or people who want to lose weight, or people who want to make money, or people who want to build websites, or people who want WordPress plugins or tips or whatever. You can make a membership site about literally everything. I have several membership sites, one in the addiction niche, one in the make money niche. I've had lots of other sites along the way. And a membership site is a great way to make recurring income while making other income on other stuff. Now, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you understand how Amazon makes money. I want you to comment below. Do it as a comment. Say, Marcus, this is the company I want you to go after next. Let us know. For more videos, subscribe and click the bell and join us every Wednesday here at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for Pete's sake, right? Go get my free toolbar over at affiliatemarketingdude.com. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, click the bell, and I hope you understand how Amazon makes money and how it pertains to what you can do to start making money online. And again, my friends, it's all about the data.